Hi, sure. I am Wyatt Peether. I am the president and CEO of the production farm. Mental health is important to me because mental health is the basis upon which everything is built. That if you look at yourself as part of the community and looking at the community as part of you, that's the same way that I view mental health. That mental health is community health and community health is mental health. Because none of us are in this alone and none of us live on islands and none of us are siloed. And mental health is one of those things that connects all of us, that we all are here in this thing together. So if we try to isolate mental health from anything else, I feel is kind of a fool's errand. Because with the idea of looking at how am I doing and the whole me, with mental health not just being this thing of like how I'm feeling, but your whole entire self, your nervous system, your body, all of these things are what makes you you. And all of that together is behavioral and mental health, how we exist in a society, how you and me communicate in this room, our entire relationship, and then our relationship to what's happening outside and our neighbors' kids and how we do in school. All of these things can be literally whittled down to what we would call mental health. I was just talking with a couple people on with what we do at the farm because part of what we do is providing food. We provide clothing. We provide hygiene products. There's so many things that mental health looks like. And sometimes it can look like a jacket, and sometimes it can look like a pair of shoes, and sometimes it can look like a meal. Sometimes it can look like psychotherapy or psychoeducation or skill building, and sometimes it can look at how somebody's doing in school. That all of those things together and every one of those variables makes up that unique individual that you are. So I really don't feel that there's much of a delineation between anything that is us, and then everything roots down to that individual, and how we present ourselves and how and not just to other people but to ourselves and how we view ourselves and how we really get through the day. And everybody has their up and downs, and that's one of the things that really connects all of us together and builds that whole community. And I really wish that more people looked at it that way of instead of going, oh, somebody's got mental health issues or whatever, whatever they want to call it. So they really look at it and say, hey, what's going on in this person's life? And it may be presenting a certain way, but it's not necessarily something that's so cut and dry, and that's broken down between people that it is literally the thing that ties all of us together. So I think that's why mental health is so important to me, is because it is a glue. And it is something that makes our community, and makes our culture, our culture. And it's a really beautiful thing to have that with, like, again, you and me in this room, whatever's going on with us, it doesn't change the fact that we're here together. And that is such a cool thing to get to be a part of, and a very uniquely human thing that we have. If I were to talk, and I'll just go to talk to younger version of me, I would say to give yourself more patience, more grace, and to really, I don't know how to say it, but like, not to realize that you're not letting yourself down or letting other people down. Because like you look at 16-year-old version of you, that's like, I'm going to change the world. And then when the world isn't changing, if you have that in your head, it feels really, really heavy on your shoulders. But the reality is, you can look at like what's the practical implication of that thought? It is, how am I helping my neighbors? How am I helping those I love? How am I helping everybody around me in my small little corner of the world? And knowing that that is so much more than is needed right there, and giving that is to the world. And that you don't need to do everything. And thinking that you're not a failure if you don't. So I think that's what I would like to say to 16-year-old Wyatt. Going, well, just calm down a little bit, bro. You're doing great. I would like to say thank you for this whole thing that you're putting together here, and shining a spotlight on a very important issue, because in our society, we're us as dudes are taught to bury a lot of things. And I really feel the tide's changing on that. And this project that you're doing is giving some more fuel to that. So I'm very grateful to get to be a part of it, and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you. That's definitely going on video. I'm gonna watch that whenever I'm in bed.